Well, let's cross live now to publisher and writer Aymeric Monville. Aymeric, thanks for coming onto the programme. Now, following an online outcry, France 3 admitted the mistake and called it human error. What's your take on that story and their explanation?
Of course, anything is possible with the government that lacks leeway as is entangled in such a quagmire. But I suppose it's more self-censorship, a kind of introjection of censorship than censorship from above. It's typical of the subservient journalism, very obsequious with the established power. In the past, famous newspaper suppressed, for instance, the little rolls of fat on the belly of former President Nicolas Sarkozy when he was bare-chested doing some kayaking. But anyway, it speaks volumes about the current situation in France of this pressure against journalism. We will maybe speak about the so-called fake news law that the government passed in this country and that will come into force next year.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't a mistake and if it was deliberate, would it say anything about the channel's narrative? I mean, what do you know about the channel's narrative?
More generally speaking, it's true that what the mainstream media in France try to conceal is that the yellow vests wants Macron to resign. Macron is a symbol of globalization. You don't know exactly all the reasons for the yellow vest against globalization, whether is it from a left point of view or from a right point of view. But last Saturday, they were all carrying that kind of placard. It's true that Macron cannot make a U-turn on that very topic. It would be ridiculous. He's compelled to make token reforms. But people want him to go away because they cannot live anymore in such a despair. Whether you like it or not, regicide, even if it's just a symbolical regicide, is part of French culture, of French history. Macron said that such a thing as French culture doesn't exist, but he will be surprised, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the channel did own up to this human error, and we have to take their word for it, but there was an online backlash, so, you know, exposing what had happened. How likely is it that the channel would have owned up had there not been that backlash?
Oh, they owned up having done it because there is a counter power on the web. But on the net, I'm not sure when the so-called fake news law will come into force next year. This kind of counter power could really play its current role. From the next elections onwards on May 2019, the Superior Council of Audiovisual will have the right, for instance, to ban foreign channels to emit in France and control the sources on the web. Always in the same direction, of course, because I doubt this Superior Council will investigate on that recent case of photo doctoring. And when a government decides what's right or wrong, what's fake or true, it would be like creating a Minister of Truth. It's the beginning of tyranny.
Okay, Aymeric Monville, publisher and writer, thanks very much for airing your views on our programme. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.